Okay, we're back. And we are going to head into vaults. It's going to be hopefully pretty easy. Maybe not. Certainly find out. We're immediately faced with Jorgrun. Always fun to see. Let's drink a flight potion. Make sure we have our protection from magic on. We don't, so we'll wear that. Take a little look at him. He can only petrify us with 2% chance, so I feel pretty confident about taking him out. Let's just, let's walk up after we use our breath. And he gets confused. Not for long, unfortunately, but he got confused again. And there we go. Let's see if we can confuse this guy. We shouldn't have probably walked up to him while he was summoning. For obvious reasons. We could get paralyzed here, which is not good. Let's cast Oz Armor, get some more AC, and try to kill this Sphinx as soon as possible. We'll just swing on him. There we go. Wow, he is summoning again. But that's cool, we killed him this time. We really want to take careful note that we have no elemental resistances, really, without swapping on. So we really want to be careful of that. In fact, I'm at the point where pretty soon, if I don't find more resistances, I may just drop the evasion ring, even though it's better for most attacks, and put on like fire. Technically not optimal. The optimal thing is to swap on as necessary. Probably. It's just, you know, I tend to find that it's good to do the thing that keeps you from making a mistake. And if you forget to swap a ring on, and it's available, you just don't swap it on. Well, oh man, he can paralyze too. Okay. If you forget to swap the ring on, it's like you didn't have it at all. Hopefully we get some corpses here, and we do. Ogres and ogre mages. It's always nice to have zombies or skeletons of things that are carrying giant spiked clubs. Always like that. They make really good servants. We could take quite a lot of damage here, so let's back up. Let our zombie do a little bit of work. And now we have more zombies. I find that I get a lot of mileage out of Animate Dead and Animate Skeleton in the vaults, because there's a lot of monsters that, well, other than stuff like these humans, unlike the humans, the other things in the vaults, such as ugly things and ogres and whatnot, actually make really good derived undead. The wolf spider makes good derived undead. This thing does 20 damage, 12 damage on its second attack. You know, the ugly things will do 13, which is not a lot, but it adds up. This will swap ice on for... Oh, good. Ice dragon scales that I can't wear. Let's move out of the miasma. Okay. I'm gonna put See Invisible on and take that guy out. Let's try to gas him. Unfortunately, it doesn't work. We'll put evasion back on. But for the most part, we can just tap through this stuff. And we get more zombies every time we fight. And that's great. Sometimes you don't get too many corpses, unfortunately. But on the plus side, we can use our zombies. We can use our zombies, and they can stand inside of the gas and not be affected. Getting quite corroded here, unfortunately. That's okay. It wears off. Oh, immediately confused on 5%. I didn't mean to throw stones there. I was trying to breathe. I forgot you can't do that if you're confused. That's okay. That is one downside, by the way. I was just thinking about how I found that ice dragon armor. One downside of being a Draconian or anything else that can't wear body armor is you cannot guarantee yourself access to some big pile of resistances that you are lacking through fire dragon armor, ice dragon armor, or even gold dragon armor, because the slot is simply not available. Orb of Destruction down to 43%. Pretty soon we'll have that castable. Gotta be careful here. It's certainly possible to take a lot of damage. I don't want to be next to these Vault Wardens more than I have to, because they do 36 damage plus their weapon. Oh, I'm starving. I didn't even see. Yeah, you don't want to melee while starving. It will mess up your melee. Let's cast Regenerate. Whoa! Whoa! Wow, we got fully hit by 2 Vault Wardens. We're going to back up. We're kind of in panic mode now. Let's use haste. We'll back up. Wow, we took 2 massive hits, but man, that can happen. That can happen. Let's use teleport. Are we out of curing? We may be. Or out of healing, rather. We'll drink a curing then. We'll back up a little more. We'll drink another curing. Teleport takes us over here. Yeah, that could have been quite bad. That was a big misplay, even hanging out around 2 wardens with big weapons especially. But as you can see, I was at something like close to full hit points, maybe 130, and I immediately went to like 40 hit points in one round because all 3 things hit me for pretty good damage, I think. We could have slowed that down. In fact, I could look at the log right now to see exactly what happened. Let's take a look. I'm curious. So it was 2 big hits. It was the Warden with the Battle Axe and the Warden with the Great Mace. So that's, yeah, I just kind of underestimated the threat. Probably could have died there. That's the kind of thing you really need to pay attention to, especially on a character with no GDR where you know that every hit could be a max hit. I think GDR is kind of a flawed mechanic. It doesn't seem to be very consistent about when you have it and when you don't. Like, for example, okay, so I'm a Draconian, I have scales, but they don't give me any global damage resistance, but if I turn into a dragon, I have scales again, and for some reason that gives me GDR. I think it does, anyway. That's like the special, Draconian version. Then again, looking at the same sort of situation, if you're a gargoyle, you get GDR. If you're in statue form, you get GDR. So, I mean, that to me seems a bit analogous to Draconian versus Dragon, right? Does that make sense? Let's make a Greater Servant and let him deal with some of this nonsense. Let's see if we can get... Okay, good. I didn't want to be through the door, or I wanted to be through the door, rather. I would have just teleported if the demon didn't work out for me. As you can see, we're having a bit of a problem against these wardens. So we definitely would not want to do Vaults 5 just yet. It's pretty obvious that a single warden with a nicely branded weapon... Oh man. Jeez, we're really getting messed up here. These soul eaters can really drain your life. Let's pop on positive energy. That'll help a bit. See if we can't make a friend, a small friend. Kill this thing. I think positive energy works against drain life. Maybe not. It's the same as the, unfortunately it is the same as the red ability, so maybe it's not. But I'm not sure. Let's just back up a bit. We'll cast Regenerate. I've been neglecting to cast some of my combat spells. Song of Slaying mostly because I didn't want to pull more to my location than necessary, but as you can see, this character has hit a little bit of a speed bump in terms of power. And sometimes you'll have that. Usually it's a sign, in my opinion, it's a sign that you've done something wrong, or you've had some bad luck. But sometimes characters are just like that. I would say for us, it's a little bit of both. I probably should not be training conjurations to get Orb of Destruction. I should probably just be focusing on defenses in terms of what's ideal. And then as far as bad luck goes, well, I don't think we've gotten, other than the sword, we really haven't gotten much in the way of good luck equipment. Really don't like being near these wizards, even if they only have 1% chance to banish or whatever. Okay, nothing to identify. We still have protection from fire on. quite a lot of stuff over here. This is where I'll go ahead and use Song of Slaying and Regenerate. Oh, jeez. Okay, we're going to get healed some from killing this stuff, hopefully. Yes, there we go. This could be bad if he bolts us or paralyzes us or really anything. I'm thinking... Yeah, I'm thinking we use Lightning Bolt here. We can hit all this stuff thanks to the magic of bouncing. There we go. And there we go. Now we have some zombies. Got ourselves some immolation scrolls, so maybe we'll see some fun with that and animate dead soon. Oh, uh-oh. Not so good. I'm gonna quaff agility because I have a lot of them, and it's just kind of preemptive based on how much stuff is around me. And we don't want to forget that this Vault Warden has might up. I thought we could kill that guy before he summoned all this stuff, but we didn't. Those kinds of mistakes will cost you. Okay, cool. The Warden's on our side now. Let's move backwards. Let's recharge the enslavement. Unfortunately, not much left. Probably the most annoying thing about vaults are the Wardens. Because, of course, you know, they're the thing that keeps you from getting away when you would like to. I think I may... Well, I think I'm going to use some more consumables here. I just haven't decided what. I think sack is appropriate here. And box of beasts. I just need some friends here. Even if our evocations is not great. I will go ahead and swing. I'm kind of hoping for a nice riposte. I mean, our evasion is pretty high. Okay, cool. Shock Ox Beast takes him out. Oh, get hit with metal splinters. Not good. Okay, good. We charm the Death Knight. Pretty low chance on that. Wow. We sure are taking a lot of damage from this stuff. Not sure if I want to get out of this or not. It's not the best situation. I think we're going to make another sack, and nothing happens. Okay, there we go. That creates some more stuff. Let's swing. Wow, we got a stab on him, and it still didn't... Yeah, this is pretty bad. I'm really tempted to haste and walk out of this. This is actually a really bad situation. I'm going to quaff invisible just for the stone giant to not be able to see me. See, it may seem like a bit of a waste, but okay, that's fine. Our allies finally took some stuff out. Let's get out of here. Using a lot of consumables in here just to survive. It's not great. Would really like to have stone form or something like that, as silly as that sounds, just for the GDR. People act like GDR is not a good thing to have, but It's actually pretty important. The best thing you can do, as I'm always saying, is to eliminate the RNG, and I mean, what could be more guaranteed than guaranteed damage reduction? It's in the name. Of course, it doesn't work on spells, so that's something to keep in mind. This is one thing you can do if you have zombies and they're stuck on one floor, is you can just pull things back to that floor for as long as they exist. Now that guy was using Word of Recall. I'm not sure what happens if I rest here and come back down. I guess it ends the Word of Recall, so that's pretty good. I'm hot swapping on resistances when necessary. Usually when I see a dragon, that's a pretty good sign that it's time to swap on some resistances. He pushed us off the staircase, which is a real shame. Jeez. I don't like this at all. Let's take all these warriors up. Now we know we at least only have to fight them. See, look at that. Not particularly strong enemies, but they both hit me for good damage, and now I'm a little nervous, you know? Jeez. Look at that. I have to run from this now. And it's all because I don't have GDR. I think. I mean, I'd have to do the math on it. I guess my AC is not amazing. But man, now I'm drained too. That Mace of Draining really got me. I think you can, if you're watching this, you can probably sense we're in a bit of an awkward spot on this character. Wow, more skeleton warriors. Cool, that's fine. We're just gonna walk on this supposedly cleared floor. We're going to walk back up to the dungeon. This is where the Amulet of Regeneration we're wearing really shines. I think we're still wearing that, yeah. Pretty soon we'll have Orb of Destruction at least. Okay, let's see if this works out. Wow, it's not working out for us at all. It's bad luck with these melees. But that's okay. We're going to turn Regenerate on. We'll walk away from this guy for a while, get to full hit points, or close to it, and then we'll just try to swing him to death. Really not doing too hot. There we go. Try to pull things up one or two at a time. We've already worked off most of the drain. We'll turn Regenerate on before we fight this guy. I could have breathed on him. I don't think he has resistance, but I decided not to. These guys, of course, being elves, are a bit annoying. We're going to let them come to us one by one. I say they're annoying because they can have all different kinds of attacks, as you can see, and we pretty much have none of the resistances for them, so if they hit us for max damage at the same time, all three of them, God forbid, well, we would just die, probably. Which tells me it's very bad to be in combat with them at the same time. We took a mark, by the way, after the level was already cleared for like a remove curse scroll. Probably not necessary, but yeah. %, on Orb of Destruction. That's pretty good. Ah, man. He closes the door on us. Bartage of Chopping. Let's try to gas him. And he gets confused. Excellent. He can spend some time in fire. That's cool. Unfortunately, not as much as we'd like. Let's just sort of waste his time for a second, hoping that we get our breath back soon. I'll use the wand on him. I'll just swing on him. He's almost dead. He can do a lot of damage to us. Look at that, 40. Another 20. Man. Let's do something a little more guaranteed, which is the Ice Blast. We don't really have a proper answer to Wardens. Anything that kind of guarantees they'll go down. Orb of Destruction will be a proper answer to it, though. And that would be the main reason why I decided to rush for it. Actually, you know, I'm being a little bit silly. I should be using Battle Sphere, probably, against these guys, because then I can at least guarantee some pretty good damage to them. Look at this. Boom. Oh, wait, it can't shoot through me, so let's do that. They blew it up. Okay, we'll make another one. We'll swing on this thing. I'm going to put on See Invisible. I'm actually not sure what this is. Oh, it's one of these. Oh, man. It slows you. I should have known from the fact that I was slow. Magic Dart makes my Battle Sphere fire. Any kind of attack makes the Battle Sphere fire an attack of its own. And it does a lot of damage. I'm slow next to a stone giant. That's not great. But it's confused, so that's fine, and slow has ended. Cool. So we can orb now pretty reasonably. Let's go up since we got marked. Now check that out. Orb of Destruction can one-shot a lot of things, including that Convoker. You want to do it in such a way that it has a turn or two to move towards the opponent, because then it does more damage. If you do it like this, it just says the Wavering Orb of Destruction hits the skeleton, which still does pretty good damage, but not as much as we would like. We are going to keep training conjurations. There we go. This is a good 2-turn. It'll kill for sure. As you can see, you feel more experienced. You feel more experienced. Unfortunately, if you're not careful, that's a bad line. It will it hit the wall. Also, we're doing a lot of spell hunger here. Oh, I see a warden. Let's go up. Let's not get caught with the warden again. But yeah, we need to watch out for spell hunger, for sure. Trying to get some meat here. Nope, we're starving. Well, let's take this opportunity to go pick up the Staff of Conjuration that we left behind. And we'll just swap between those. dropping some extras of things that we have. We'll go ahead and drop these scrolls of enchant armor. We'll just come get them if we need them. But we don't right now. I think that's about it for inventory management. You know, actually, not exactly optimal, but let me grab this Ring of Wizardry as well. I'm going to drop this Ring of Evasion. I'm going to wear this Ring of Wizardry. And now we have Orb of Destruction at 4%. And that's way better. Wow, see that? That's that's exactly 50 damage we took in one turn because we got hit and frozen by the white ugly thing. And we're slow now. Really bad. I'll blow him up with an Orb of Destruction. Oh, man. Let's see if we can't, well, we can't gas yet. Let's see if we can't enslave this. Good. Maybe it'll let us get out. Maybe it won't. Okay, it did, sort of. Not quite. The ugly thing dies. Orb of Destruction hits the stone wall. Well, that's unfortunate. Just trying to think of what the best thing to do here is. Okay, good. Paralyze. That worked. Sometimes it's good to gamble on the 34% if you know that you have a chance to use... If you have a chance to use a Hex Wand a few times before you're in danger, 34% is actually pretty good if you can zap 4 times and not be too worried about it. So I only had 34% of a chance to succeed there. But I knew I had like 2 or 3 shots before I was really going to have a problem. We got a Demonologist here. Not good at all. Let's, try to charm that mage and succeed. Try to get rid of this archer. He blinked, so we'll try to lightning bolt him. Actually, we shouldn't do that because he has repel missiles. Instead, we'll use Ice Blast, and that takes him out. Do that again to these two. Really worried about that Demonologist, so let's really focus on him. Oh, we have no charges left. But we have Ice Blast. Good, he's dead. Orb of Destruction, we really need to be a little more careful about where we're using it, because it hits these walls very easily. Checking for a Staff of Energy so that we don't use Spell Hunger. Also, I'm forgetting to swap to Conjuration, which is not so great. There we go. Of course, the Staff of Conjuration will let us do significantly more damage. Anytime you have like a straight line towards the thing you're trying to kill, chances are good it'll hit without instant. What just happened there? I must have moved away. If you mess up and you move out of line of sight, I'm not sure what happened though. I guess it hit the wall. That's strange. Let's not get confused and think that we're like a pure caster, though. because we're not. Strictly to close the distance and let us kill things from afar if we really want to. We're not really focusing on Orb of Destruction as our main way of killing people. But it is nice because it's something that, as long as you aim it properly and don't have any bad luck, you're pretty much guaranteed to hit and do some damage with it. Which is not something that can be said for melee. Things are looking a little bit easier now that we have this online, at least. Now we don't have to worry about having to melee things that we really are having a rough time of dealing with, like those Vault Wardens. Although I will say that if they have a shield, you're less likely to be able to get through that. So sometimes the Vault Wardens are still going to be a problem. I mean, they never really get trivialized. This is... yeah, there's a bit of randomness to the pathing. I think that just hit the wall. The first one did. If I can take a look here. Yeah, it hits the stone wall. Let's take another staircase. I'm not looking forward to taking out the guy with the big shield. Whoa, lightning bolt. Gotta take these fights seriously. There are some characters that, you know, if they're in some kind of plate mail or dragon armor or whatever, they see a pack of ogres and whatnot, and they just say, okay, well, I'm gonna go kill those now. And I'm gonna tab them, and they're just going to die. But I keep coming back to this, no GDR means that a fight like that where there's a high upper end to the damage, we could be taking that high upper end. So, something to be concerned about. You don't want to fire these twice in a row in the same direction. You want to wait at least one turn in between because they'll hit each other. And if they hit each other, they dissipate. Good, we got the confuse on the Convoker over there, so he won't be summoning on us. Let's just pull this stuff back a bit. Now, what could that be? That invisible thing over there. It's one of these magic-hating things. But the... what is it called? A Shadow Wraith now? I was thinking of something else. Yeah, these are just an invisible thing that slows you if it hits you. Really very dangerous if you don't realize that it's there until you're already slowed and you're surrounded by other monsters. Can cause quite a problem. I will say it's very satisfying to kill things with Orb of Destruction. It's nice to see them explode. Just like erase the problem, you know? That's always pleasant. Let's see. Got a bit of a problem here. Because we have the Phantasmal Warrior. And he will reduce my MR, but the Ogre Mage could possibly paralyze me, but we've killed the Ogre Mage, so it's not a problem. Unless something else shows up that does MR, that targets magic resistance. Technically this Death Knight does with Agony, but he's dead too, so we're fine. I had hoped to be tabbing through this place for the most part, but it doesn't always work out like that. Okay, let's see. As long as we keep our Ring of Wizardry on, which is not always going to be the case, we're at 2% fail rate. If we take it off 6%, let's try to drop that below 5% with the Ring of Wizardry off. Oh man. Yeah, we're going to have a hard time. We're going to have a really hard time trying to Orb of Destruction this guy. Can we... Yeah, okay, good. We charmed the wizard. Now we'll make a battle sphere. And now we'll let the battle sphere do some work for us. Okay, there we go. Battle sphere is pretty good. It gives you that, you know, like that extra oomph out of magic dart and whatnot, and it's mostly unavoidable damage, which is, of course, really good. The fact that spells are more or less guaranteed to hit in conjurations, not talking about things like Iron Shot or bolts, of course, but just the base spells. Magic Dart always hits, Orb of Destruction always hits. It's just nice. It's nice that there are less rolls involved for whether the thing you're doing is actually going to be effective or not. It's one of the reasons I'm partial to casters, even though the defenses are bad. Geez, another high-level elf. It's like I'm an elf, which is a place I don't like going. Okay, cool, he didn't spot me. Cool, good. We'll check on the orb soon. I want to see what percentage it's at without wizardry on. Okay, 5%. That's cool. Let's go back to fighting and dodging. And that will let us have a little bit more in the way of hit points, a little bit more in the way of defense. And we'll, let's see, what was I wearing? Oh yeah, wizardry. Oh, I was not paying attention. I didn't even realize this sorcerer was up here. This is pretty dangerous. We'll just shotgun these orbs out. We killed the warden, and this should kill the sorcerer. Good. That could have been much worse. I don't like being next to elf sorcerers, elf demonologists. Any kind of high-level elf is bad for your health. But yeah, I think the reason this character is having such trouble is it's trying to do two things at once, and I just you know, as much as it sounds cool, like, oh, I'm gonna double up, I'm gonna go casting and I'm gonna go combat. Well, maybe that works in extended once you have a whole ton of experience for you, you know, a whole ton of experience, like, available for you, I mean, to, to put into whatever you want. But at this point in the game, you're really just spreading yourself thin if you do that. I've only done it here to, well, one, kind of demonstrate that, and two, I really wanted to show a hybrid character. Because if you have to do one, Draconians are probably some of the best in terms of choice, race choice, species choice. But then again, I've chosen to go pretty deep into conjurations. But if you think about it, I mean, it's a level 7 conjuration spell. If I wanted to do even Iron Shot, I would need to do a level 6 spell in 2 schools. So it's a pretty substantial experience investment. If you were doing more of a hybrid, this is like almost a full caster and melee. If you're doing more of a hybrid, you would probably focus more on lower level stuff, like, you know, Song of Slaying and things like that, which we're using when it's appropriate, or trying to, but we're also doing this. Wow, this elf doesn't want to, really doesn't want to give me a break. These little elves are quite annoying because they will just blink to and fro. Really have to use positioning against them. Okay. It's hard to believe we're only on Vaults 3. It feels like we've been in here forever. Okay, Scroll of Acquirement, Scrolls of Blinking, Scrolls of Blinking, Scroll of Brand Weapon we probably won't use, Scroll of Enchant Weapon, we still need one for our sword. Wow, there is a lot of stuff for sale here. I think I know what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to get the Scroll of Acquirement and then acquire gold. I'm not sure what the average is. Let's take a look, because we could certainly get less than what we paid for. It says the mean is 1218. So probably we'll get more than what we put in. Maybe not. I mean, the median is less. Not really a numbers guy, but I think we're reasonably assured that we'll at least get what we put in, but there's no guarantee. We may want to just, you know, I think I'm actually just going to go back and I'm going to buy, yeah, I'm going to get the Scrolls of Blinking. And I'm going to get the Scrolls of Enchant Weapon. Because then I can finish that off. I can turn off Scrolls of Enchant Weapon for using. Now I have 4 Scrolls of Blinking. Yeah, that's worth it. Easily worth it. And we'll just buy the Scrolls of Teleport as well and leave the rest of this on the list. To me, that's totally worth the expenditure. Oh, man. Oh, that's like a troll. That's a really big... Look at that. We just spent all of our gold. We now have 16, and now there's a bazaar? Are you kidding me? Sometimes they have gold around them, but really, man? That's funny, man. That is... the game gives us this shop, and says, here's all this awesome stuff. Do you want it? You know. That's kind of funny. I think that's kind of funny. That's okay, though. All these staircases are bad, too. This one's okay. Get the Song of Slaying, get the regen up. Oh. I wasn't paying attention. There's no door here. This is a split level. Or no, it's not. It's there. So we have to go back into there, which is really annoying because there are a lot of high-level elves there. Hopefully they split up a bit. Not good. Okay, hold up. I'm tempted to fear here because this guy... No, I'm gonna breathe on him. He's susceptible to poison, so yeah, there we go. Oh man, we could totally die right here and now. Let's go up. Still not good. This is what I'm talking about with these elves. They could all just choose to use their best ability at the same time. And then I'm just kind of sitting there out of luck, you know. I don't know why I'm trying so hard to make it to this bazaar like it actually matters. I guess because my understanding is that it'll actually lower the price for you to something that, you know, you'll always be able to buy something, even if you only have like 50 gold. So, and yeah, there's gold along the way. Let's take a look. 102 gold. Oh, and piles of gold inside. I guess it like, maybe it takes pity on you and hands you a bunch of gold if you walk in with little enough. Oh man, the ultimate troll. It gives us manual of long blades, but not enough gold to actually afford it. That would be nice. Bunch of books we don't really want. Okay, here we go. Some scrolls. Alright, that's fine. I get a scroll of blinking out of this. I get a teleport. I get fog. Fog is always good. Don't really need anything else. So that's that happened. We're gonna keep the rest of the gold. I don't need any of these books. In fact, we're pretty much done training magic for the rest of the game. When you're fighting these things, you really find yourself wishing you had some resistances. Okay, this is good. We got a hallway here. Outside of the guy who blinked behind us, we're in a pretty good place. And we're just going to confuse him. And get a ton of slaying from Song of Slaying. And we're going to kill everything in here. Oh, I didn't notice that he was convoking. That's okay. Nothing has showed up that we can't handle. We have +9 slaying now, so we're really going to get some work done here. There we go. Looks like we've got some nasty things here. Let's maybe head up a bit. You know, it would be nice if we had some resist cold that didn't give us a penalty to fire. As I was saying, I think in the last video, if I take cold damage, I get slowed because I'm cold-blooded. So I really would like to have RC on, but no such luck. Unless I'm willing to take the risk. Which is not so bad. As long as nothing's around that can do fire damage, then fine. But these situations are a bit fluid, you know, in vaults like this, where you're not sure what's lurking around the corner, getting ready to attack you. We almost have this clear. I mean, like, compare this run, though, to the Merfolk of Gozag, and you'll see that certain builds just sort of work better. We're going to cast... Oh, no, we're not. Gotta eat first. Can't cast while you're starving. Okay. Titan zombies down. Frost giant zombies down. Let's do the Lamp of Fire here. Slaying and do our usual thing where we fight in as tight of a spot as possible. He could walk behind us like that, but not very easily. And we'll just keep getting slaying as we kill this stuff. I was checking to see if you saw me doing this sort of thing. I was checking to see if there was still a cloud on that square to see if I needed to replace it with my breath. Stone giants can do a lot of damage with their rocks, so do not underestimate them. Probably one of the strongest things in the game in terms of, whoa. Here's where you really want to be wearing that resistance. Wow, okay. Lost my train of thought. And we'll put protection from magic back on. Moklub is at least letting us heal, so, I mean, it's not to say that Moklub is not an excellent god. That's one thing that's definitely in our favor. Okay, that was Vaults. Well, it's Vaults 1 through 4. We're not doing Vaults 5, as you can imagine. This character is just not strong enough for me to comfortably do that. Could I do it? Probably, yeah. I mean, especially if I was willing to spend some resources. We have 5 scrolls of blinking, so how hard could it really be? But I like to do things comfortably if I can. And we're not comfy at all. So I think I said I would do crypts as well in this video, but we're coming up on an hour, so I'm gonna actually split it out, and we'll just do, you know, I'm gonna give it some thought actually. Not sure if we're gonna do crypts next time. We might go ahead and do slime just because I would really badly like to have, I'd really like to have just a big pile of loot that's guaranteed to be there. And the other problem is that in the crypts there are things like ghouls that do a lot of damage in melee, and since we don't have any GDR and our defenses are not like really amazing, I don't want to say it's just as dangerous as slime, but it's dangerous enough that I would rather take the risk to get a better amount of loot than to just go through crypts for what's probably just experience. The other thing is I don't have a particularly amazing way of dealing with curse skulls right now, because Orb of Destruction will be blocked by anything they summon. So yeah, I'll make the decision later, but they both have pretty good pros and cons. So next video, either crypts or slime, or maybe even dipping into depths. Until then, I'm signing off.